Hey everyone, Kyle Walker here. If you love cars, fixing things, or just want to understand your vehicle better, you're in the right place. I share hands-on tips, smart driving advice, and straight-up car talk without the fluff. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around till the end. You don't want to miss what's coming up. Let's get into it.
One of the most important units of the car, the brake system requires great attention and timely maintenance. The safety of the driver and passengers directly depends on the efficiency of its work and the serviceability of its elements. Failure of the brake system can create an emergency situation on the road and cause an accident. Unfortunately, even with proper care, nothing lasts forever, and at some point every driver has to face repair or replacement of elements. Hydraulic brake system operation is impossible without brake hoses, and in a number of cases malfunctions of the unit are provoked by their wear and tear. When the hose is frayed or even torn, brake fluid will leak out, and a leak, as well as any other technical fluid, can threaten the device with failure and more serious consequences. Since the arteries of the brake system are constantly under pressure, it is fundamentally important to ensure the integrity of the structure. Today, reinforced brake hoses are increasingly used, which are characterized by high strength and durability. They have many advantages and are adapted for high-speed driving. The usual rubber hoses, installed by default on the car, under favorable conditions can serve for years without causing any inconvenience to the owner of the car. But in the age of high power and speeds, the standard devices are no longer enough. Modern automotive industry does not pass the rear, producing cars that demonstrate impressive performance even by today's standards. And, buying such a car, it is a crime not to use the available potential, and a rare driver will quietly exploit the boulevard half-heartedly and will not squeeze out of it all that it is capable of. Design of reinforced brake hoses. Under constant loads, standard hoses, which are made of rubber, lose their properties faster, stretch, or crack under pressure. Such defects lead to the fact that the design begins to leak brake fluid. There are difficulties in driving, and the reliability of the system as a whole becomes questionable. Reinforced brake hoses for cars differ from the factory rubber hoses, being the following design. Inside the hose is a tube of polytetrafluoroethylene, or fluoroplastic, better known in everyday life as Teflon. The tube is covered with a steel braid for added strength and protection against mechanical damage. Thanks to the reinforced coating, the internal cross-section remains unchanged under high pressure. Some reinforced hoses can be additionally coated with a layer of plastic. Read also, lead-acid batteries, device and principle of operation in extreme operating conditions. The best solution is to install reinforced hoses. This element of the braking system is replaceable, so it will be easy to dismantle and install new hoses, and there is no need to change other parts. With the procedure, the motorist will be quite able to cope independently. At the same time, buying hoses, you should definitely take into account the fact that they are produced for specific car models. Hoses should coincide with other elements of the brake system in terms of parameters, size of fitting, type of thread, angle of inclination of the hose, fastening. Any deviations are inadmissible, as it will no longer be possible to correctly mount the elements in the system. Advantages of reinforced brake hoses. Reinforced brake hoses, installed on the car, have many advantages and due to the materials used in the creation of the design are superior in quality characteristics to conventional ones. Polytetrafluoroethylene is strong enough and resistant to the aggressive influence of the environment, in this case brake fluid. Another feature is the tightness. Unlike porous rubber, polytetrafluoroethylene does not let in air and excess fluids, which ensures long-lasting performance. Steel braid coating provides resistance to corrosion. Reinforced hoses can withstand high pressure, up to 600 atmospheres, during hard braking without deforming, while rubber hoses expand under the same conditions, increasing the braking distance. The braking system's high response speed is ensured. Reinforced tubes precisely transmit the impulse directed to the brake pedal regardless of the force, so that the driver has more control over the braking process. The properties of the materials determined excellent temperature resistance. They do not lose under the influence of different indicators. They cope with their task in the range from 70 to plus 270 degrees Celsius. Another advantage is repairability. If one element of the structure is damaged, it can be easily replaced or repaired without affecting serviceable parts. Less tendency to wear compared to conventional hoses, which as a result of aging rubber cracked, losing functionality. Read also, MPI engine, what it is and how it works. All these features ensure durability, increased service life, and reliability. And the system is highly efficient, with significantly shorter braking distances. It is difficult to notice the difference between rubber and reinforced hoses when driving in a calm manner and in the absence of an emergency situation, so it is unlikely to be possible to evaluate all the advantages in practice. But if there is a reason for sudden braking, when the outcome of the situation is decided by seconds, the driver will certainly feel that the control is more controlled and the car does not continue to run a few more meters after pressing the brake pedal. When to switch to reinforced hoses. Familiar rubber hoses have been used in cars for decades. They are still installed by manufacturers in modern models, so there is no need to talk about their absolute unsuitability or irrelevance. If the driver's driving is moderate and the car is operated in standard conditions, it is not advisable to replace the classic hoses, which quite cope with their task, with reinforced ones. It is another matter when it is time to replace components due to wear and tear, or when the entire brake system has a different pressure. Old hoses are not always able to cope with higher pressures and will then become unusable. To avoid an incident and the likely consequences, the hoses should be replaced along with the rest of the system. The need for such tuning can also be caused by aggressive driving style, participation in competitions, as well as intended operation, off-road, or in difficult weather conditions. Contrary to stereotypes, the preference for reinforced hoses is not only the choice of sportsmen, extreme virtuosos of emergency driving, or a whim of those who like to show off. In many cases, replacing classic factory hoses with improved models is really necessary. The only disadvantage of reinforced hoses is their considerable cost in comparison with their rubber counterparts. But if the replacement is really necessary, the driver will feel the positive changes in practice, and the new hoses will pay for themselves quickly enough. In conclusion, reinforced brake hoses are an essential upgrade for any vehicle, offering enhanced durability, improved safety, and superior performance. With their ability to withstand high pressure and resist wear and tear, these hoses provide peace of mind for drivers, ensuring reliable braking in critical situations. By investing in reinforced brake hoses, you not only enhance your vehicle's braking system, but also contribute to overall road safety. Remember, when it comes to your car's performance, every detail matters. Thank you for watching, and drive safely.